What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki back out with another Chris Watts video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the demon games and the connections, the unfortunate possible links that this house may have, because it's funny that the Watts family's house was the annihilation of his family, but then we get the Millers now was in there and have now been arrested for harassment, endangerment of a child, abuse, and stuff like that, which we have now seen publicly. So what games are there going on in this house? Are they dark? Are they demonic? Are they satanic? We're going to look into it a little bit further. So grab a chair, get comfortable. Make sure you guys also just subscribe on this channel by hitting that wiper icon down the bottom right. Hit the bell icon next to it. So when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video. And you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you guys so very much for that love and support that you guys continuously show on this channel. I can't thank you guys enough. Keep doing what you guys are doing, and we'll continue to keep growing together. Remember to also go to Sage. I finally know how to pronounce her name in the channel. But make sure you guys go over to her channel, give her some love, subscribe, comment, like, and share. Again, we are all doing this for our opinions, not facts, all alleged. We're just pretty much watching to learn and to find out if there is any more connection towards Nicole doing something to this house and Chris and the family. Not saying that Chris didn't do it, which he did, but what more was at play. So with that being said, let's get into the video.
This video is on...
She's got a new setup now here. It's a lot bigger and more expanded.
On
that skull's a little bit creepy.
In the Watts house. Let me turn this off. So this is, let me start off, this is all alleged, my opinion, not facts. So, and also stay tuned, you know, watch until the end, because I'm going to do the number pick for the contest winner for a free reading at the end of this video. All right, everybody. So, as it says in my bio, I've been a card reader for 37 plus years, and I have never claimed 100% accuracy. No card reader, psychic is always 100% accurate. I've told you guys this. I've never said I will always be accurate. There sometimes I also kind of want to mention like I've had instances where I'll give you a trivial example, and I'm not saying I'm always right, but sometimes in the end I end up being right. Not all the time, but sometimes, and it's kind of weird how that all works out. I'll give you, like I said, a trivial example. I've been doing readings, like I said, forever. And there was this lady who had come to me. She was a new querent for me. She was a client. And, you know, I was doing a reading for her, and I mentioned to her, I was like, you know, it looks like, you know, you're going to have to watch out for some flooding in your home. And she just started laughing, and she goes, okay, I'm done. She says, I'm done. She goes, my husband is a plumber. She says he takes impeccable care of our plumbing, and this can never, ever happen. I said, okay. I gave her her money back, and that was it. She calls me a week later, apologizing to me profusely, in tears. She said, I should have listened. I did nothing but badmouth you. I thought you were completely a fraud. She goes, I never thought it was ever going to happen.
And it did.
But my house completely flooded. You know, and it just kind of, sometimes it'll work out like that. And like one of my best friends who's been, you know, close with me regarding all of my readings and such, she says sometimes when people do this, she goes, all right, tell her she's wrong, but watch her be right. You know, and like I said, that doesn't happen all the time. But sometimes, like even if it's my outlook, and I'm talking specifically about the Watts house, which for this poor family, it is so bleak and despair right now for them. And it could, the outcome could be completely unrealistic, like my outcome for what is going to happen.
In that house.
And what the reading will show, like I have no, linear time means nothing to me. I cannot, time is horrible with me. And that's why I don't like to put time limits on things. But sometimes when everything is played out, what the future will hold is what I'm going to see at the end. So I'm not exactly ready to give up on this family, even though I know that what's going on with them is horrible. Filed for divorce and blah blah blah, and DVs and all this. I gotta tell you, and everybody that's lived more than a few years should know that families have overcome a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, I could be totally wrong, but I am not willing to give up on that just yet. So anyway, I want to move on here also. I want to mention there's certain reasons sometimes on why a reading will get confused and messed up and disorganized. And there's certain energies that will disrupt a reading. And I'm sure every psychic, every tarot reader, card reader, cardomancy, everybody is going to agree with me on this. There are disruptions to readings. Now, I got to tell you from my own personal experience, practicing witches, and they are, oh my gosh, they're so extremely hard to read. They block their energies instinctively, and it's like reading a brick wall. There is nothing there to read. You cannot read them. Most of them you just cannot read. One of my best friends, she's a witch, and she wants me to do readings for her, and I was like, absolutely not.
So Sage is not into that stuff. Okay.
Impossible to read. And so anyway, and also, like, another person that's really difficult, that can be difficult to read, is manifestors. And I call them manifestors from hell, because these people usually are very successful, because what they do is they visualize what they want and then they get it. They manifest it. So sometimes a person, has visualized something in their mind. And what I'm doing is there's cross connections of what they want and what will appear in the spread, because it just kind of comes in tune with it. Because what they're doing is, when they visualize it, these professional manifestors, is in order to create the real thing for them, what they do is, and it's a trick, they see it in their mind's eye. They see it, they hear it, they smell it, they feel it. And when you do all of that in your mind's eye and you visualize it being so real like that, it comes to you. So that's the same thing with an outcome. Like if someone comes to me and they're wanting to know the outcome of something, well, they've already visualized it. And so that's the outcome I may possibly see, because it's so real.
Interesting.
And I don't know if this makes any sense, but I'm just explaining some things to you.
Very interesting.
On why sometimes readings don't come through. Another one.
Deceiving.
Another one is demonic entities. Oh, now I've had some experience with this. I've had to help some people cleanse themselves in their environment of this, and it's very, very difficult to do. But what they are capable of doing is altering psychic links and visualizations and in people's brains, and they are able to put suggestions in someone to do things and to think things and to create havoc and mayhem, because they hate humans. They hate humankind, and they want to do anything and everything to disrupt that. but they also need that energy in order to thrive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they are completely and utterly self propelled with doing whatever it is they can to create this havoc and mayhem in humankind and to gain energy and momentum and whatnot. They like to play games.
Sounds right.
And I want you to remember this. They like to play games.
Does the voice box say that?
So,
can we have clarification why that skull is there? Just throwing that out there. It's just kind of creeping me out.
Which kind of brings me to
I hope that's not real.
The Watts house. Now, initially, when I had first seen it, you know, in my reading and in my mind's eye, I didn't recognize the telltale signs of this connection issue. Probably because I wanted the best for this family. But also, I'm kind of thinking, I'm changing my mind regarding this. I was rooting
for the Millers to be there.
I don't believe this is something, a created entity anymore. I believe this is something that has been called forth. And
so was it created?
And that
it was
makes this
summoned?
thing so much more dangerous.
Is summoned scarier than created?
This poor family was so utterly destroyed in this house. It, like I said before, I did notice that it would like to feed off of angst and anger and fighting, but that's all it showed me was just a little bit of entertainment with that. But it really, what it also does is it creates that environment as well. And, you know, it's just kind of it's definitely a telltale sign of demonic energy. So what I'm doing here tonight is I'd like to talk about a couple of things. And I know that people are talking about, like, you know, the OTO, Ordo Templi Orientis, you know, the it's the organization that Alistair Crowley was a part of. They brought him in. Alistair Crowley, he did like to call forth demons. He liked to do that. He was into sex magic, calling forth these demons. He did do this, but there's a lot of misconceptions regarding him as well. I am going to confide in something in you guys. I am a huge metaphysical buff. I will read anything and everything that is odd and strange and metaphysical, and I collect very rare books and very rare items as well. Now I want to show you a couple of things here. So Alistair Crowley, this is the Confessions of Alistair Crowley. This is an autobiography that he had written but wasn't published until years later. And this is that book. This is the Confessions of Alistair Crowley.
Does anybody know what he can?
Which it's showing opposite the wording. Sorry about that. But what I have here is the complete and uncorrected proof of all of his writings from the beginning of his life.
Holy crap.
Before it was, this was the uncorrected proof before they put this into print.
Interesting.
Now, Alistair Crowley is a fascinating man. Fascinating. And he was actually ahead of his time, if you really want to know. This is my opinion, okay? He founded what was called the Lima, and
the OTO,
which Thelema was like this belief system And then he had created this AA group, and it's not Alcoholics Anonymous. It's called Astrum Argentinum. I'm probably mispronouncing that. I mispronounce everything, but
That's Latin, right?
They do believe that Alistair Crowley had borrowed a lot from Hermetic order, the Hermetic order, the Golden Dawn. Look all that up. If I were to go into all of this, it would take hours and hours, and we just don't have that. We don't want to take that time. So
the book is so
his main belief is do what thou wilt, right? And that means like that people should live in tune with their will. Now, like the Wiccan Rede is very similar, but it goes, you know, and it harm none, do what thou wilt. So you cannot harm anybody. You know, you can do what you want to, but you cannot harm anybody. And that is in many people's minds like a Christianized version, a witch. That is like a Christianized version of witchcraft. So Alistair Crowley is in fact what he is like more of an old school, is like do what thou wilt, you know. But anyway, he did like to call forth demons. He also created entities. He was a master like magician. This guy, I'm talking about, you know,
not Doctor Strange
old
kind of stuff
that he had done. And there has been, just like they have done in like with the Bible, there's many denominations of his teachings. Now, one of the stories on how he got nicknamed the Beast was
Beast
him
is not
and
good.
His significant other was doing some
inappropriate
sex magic, and she had ended up in a trance, leading him to this. They were like somewhere in the vicinity of this this place that showcased, you know, like statues from Egypt and whatnot. Well, anyway, she led him to one of, I think it might have been, I don't know, maybe it was Horus, but I don't know. But the actual item number, because they put numbers on the statues, it was 66. It was a number and 666.
A bad number.
And he thought that was funny to him, and so that's how it kind of all sort of became. You know, that was his number. That was, you know, the number of the beast, and blah blah blah. But he had kind of a sick sense of humor, because he liked to contradict the church's beliefs, only because I believe he liked to get them riled up. But anyway, what I would like to do is I would like to, and I've done, I hate to even say this on camera, but I have worked with, it's called the Death Current. And anyway, but this is super weird. I'm sorry, you guys, but it's kind of like a way of plugging into the spirit realm. This is what mediums do. And
so what does
it's not,
sage practice?
That's why I'm not used to these electronics. I have not ever used these before. And so I'm learning as I go. But I'm going to, what I'd like to do is bring forth Alistair Crowley, see if he'll come through. And I would, because he is the professional when it comes to, in my opinion, demon work. And I want to see what he has to say about this thing that is living. And I truly believe this thing is living in the Watts house.
How much you want to bet this thing that's in there was never a paranormal entity to begin with? It was a demonic presence. Is that worse? Is it worse to be demonic or created that way? Like, it doesn't. I just really hope that there's nothing in this Watts house. It's starting to get me a little bit worried.
It hides in closets, and I have said that before. And I got to tell you, I did receive some backlash regarding that. Oh, you know, this lady on YouTube referring to me. Oh, she says it was a demon laughing in the closet. And anyway, I knew it was. I thought it was a conjured, like a created entity, an evil entity that was to create havoc and mayhem. Oh, but I believe this is something else. I believe this was brought forward and named.
So a created entity.
Brought forth. And
this is the one that I'm dreaming
not
about.
Not created. This is something else, you guys.
Summoned.
So
what's
especially,
between summoned and
like
created?
I said before, because it has created such havoc and mayhem. And I really feel like, I'm going to be real with you guys, I really feel like whoever moves in there is going to get the same.
They're going to get the same thing.
It's going to be the same thing. And it's going to be very, very difficult to remove this thing from that house. Off track, I'm going to say something else. I noticed, I watched a little bit of the walkthrough of the house that they're now trying to sell. And I do believe I've seen the 2 mirrors that Shanann had on the back wall, and they moved them up higher in the cathedral ceilings in the same room. I would get rid of those mirrors like pronto after I had someone, like a professional, cleanse that area, cleanse that whole house, the property, everything, concentrating in the closets, and get rid of those frickin' mirrors. So anyway, I want to move on. I also want to introduce you guys to, so this is Oscar. It's not illegal to have Oscar. He's real.
You just have
Oscar
somebody's head in there.
Is, I had bought him from, I want to give them credit, and I bought him years ago from a website. It's called The Bone Room. And they sell all things skeletal, everything. And so his name is Oscar, and I have used him before for many years now for protection in these types of things. Now, normally when I'm doing this, I have Oscar behind me, and I have him he's helping out behind me, and I just thought, you know what, I'm not messing around anymore, and I'm going to bring him forward now. And this is for protection for everyone that is going to watch this video, because I think you're going to need it. I think we're going to need Oscar. I think he needs to be in the so that anybody that is going to view this, this will not affect you, because I got to tell you,
take it with a grain of salt.
I don't trust this thing. Demon games,
I want to know if it can travel.
And I really feel it makes more sense now to me, and I have chills thinking about it, how it was so easily able to visit in dreams. So,
like mine?
Also, no, I'll go on. So anyway, Oscar, again, he's perfectly legal to have.
Oscar, be nice.
I got him from the Bone Room. I love him so much. Like I said, he is my protector. He protects my family. He protects my property. He is a very loving, loving energy. So we're going to call forth, to call forth the master of demonology. Okay? Alistair Crowley. So let's try this, okay? All right. Alistair,
A little nervous about this one.
In love and light, please come forward and speak to me through the miracle box. And I will do the credits of the miracle box. I will post it in the description.
It's from Half Paranormal. Yep, Half Paranormal.
Please come forth and speak to us. We need information regarding the Watts house and the thing that is in there. All right. Record this. Okay. Mr. Crowley, are you there?
Oh, I'd be like... Say what? That gave me chills.
Mr. Crowley, could you tell us what is in the Watts house? What is in there?
A man? A demon?
Is the thing that is the Watts home, is it a demon?
Sure, hold that. Horus?
I feel like it is a demon. Mr. Crowley, is this the reason why the family went through what they went through in that house? Did it create, let me put it to you this way, did it create the havoc and mayhem in that home for this family?
Definitely kind of have a hard time hearing it, and then you hear that, and you're like, oh, that does sound like that. I mean, it could be just all bit in perspective.
Does it travel? Does it move to other places besides the Watts home?
Oh, oh. You could hear Kessinger.
Okay. I just want to ask again, is it a demon in that house?
Evil's there.
Can you tell me the name? Let me rephrase this, sorry. Did someone bring it there? Did someone bring it there?
Or did they create it?
Call it forth there. Did someone call it forth there at the Watts house?
Oh, dang.
If that's the case, if someone called to it to be there, Can you tell me the name of the person that did that?
Schools of mine? Like his followers?
I know demons work in very tricky ways.
That's what my ex-wife did.
Does it have a family already in mind? Because I know that they like to entice their next, like who's going to be their
The
next
victim. The next one in line.
Person that they want to, create havoc and mayhem with. Does this demon, does it know who is is it trying to get someone to move there now?
Like a like a omen or premonition? What? If there's a family that
Would you, Mr. Crowley, do you know the name of the family that it's trying to get to move there? Oh.
sounded like gibberish.
Is this demon? We all know that they are tricksters, and they are also they shapeshift into things as well. Is
Like
this the thing that is also visiting Chris Watts in prison?
Ooh, I hope it's haunting him. What?
No.
Get out.
Does it go away when Shanann and her babies visit? Does it go away?
I don't think they visit. I think they're in heaven.
Oh.
Excuse me. Rude.
It watches them. It's weird. Okay. So let me think here. What else? What can the next family do to get rid of this thing?
Not moving the house. Preach blank all the love.
Something about love. I think I heard. Wow. Okay. I'm sure there's 1,000 other questions I'm not thinking of asking.
Was it Nicole Kessinger? Or is that too broaden?
I have one more. Does this demon visit other YouTubers that are like going into the Watts, like,
oh gosh,
doing like the documentaries and
this
such?
Is me.
Does it visit them?
Oh hell. Blank will hear a voice.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Crowley. I'm going to thank you for participating. Only love and light here. Please return to where you came from. And everybody, much love and light to everybody.
She done?
Cleansing energy.
Not yet.
You know, lots of love. And
you know what's really interesting is that's the one thing my shadow figure in my dream, when I see it, that it doesn't do. It doesn't talk. It doesn't have a voice. It sits there. I can't see it like watching me with eyes. It's like a empty face, and it doesn't talk. It's reached out, hasn't touched me, but she said this thing said, blank will hear voice or something like that. Mine's never talked to me. Very interesting.
And pink light. So I'm gonna play that back, and I'll see if I can hear anything, because that's usually how I hear it, is by playing it and listening to it again. All right, so that was kind of what I'm gonna do next is what everybody's been waiting for.
I got my protection.
Thanks for listening to this whole video, or fast forward. I don't know what you did, but anyway, I want to please I'm going to remind everybody, please like this video, and subscribe to my channel, please. And I'm going to be announcing the winner, the number of the winner now, but I also want to remind you, I'm going to reinstate the new one. So get your numbers in right away so you don't have to struggle to see what number has already been taken or not, okay?
So we're not going to stay for that one part because we're going to enter for it. But I definitely, so the whole time, it probably was never a paranormal entity. It was probably a demon. There are those that believe that ghosts are just demons that are pretending to be something to get you onto the side of believing their loved one is there, to be accepting, and that's how the demon continues to stay in that area. Could that be real? I have no idea. But a lot of you, hundreds of you guys, have wanted me to watch this video from Sage. So definitely subscribe to her channel, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, and please comment down below. Do you believe in this? Do you think there's a connection? Let me know, but please keep it positive. It's more of a debate than or not a debate, but more of a discussion rather than hateful messages back and forth. Let's just see what you guys can think together. Again, I thank you guys for being here. Please take care, be safe, and as always, keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys next time.